go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Monday Night Mayhem. It's the first one I've had in a month or two, so excited to be here with you guys. And this is the birthday stream. Tomorrow is actually my birthday, but I don't stream every day like some of these guys that are coming on do. So got to get it in when you can, right? So welcome to the show. Super excited to have you guys kicking off the show. Or the channel, kind of kicking it back off again today. We got a new format we started with today on the show. It came up this morning, trying something new, separate out the reaction videos to its own channel, and then have like my normal stuff on its own. But again, trying a different format, see how that works. And then, different format for the show, and then kicking off the Monday Night Mayhem tonight with some really awesome guests. So we'll see how this goes. Really excited. First and foremost, thank you to Handy for rating on Pilled and on Rumble. And then also thank you, Pastor Chatelet, for your donation. Handy sent me happy birthday and FFing gang. That's what I'm talking about. I know I can throw this up here and here. Maybe I can. All right, I'll figure it out in a second. Let me go ahead and bring on a few of my guests. As you know, Handy and Duh are finishing their stream. They're going to catch a quick breath, and they will be on here with us momentarily. But for now, please help me welcome. Boom. Got live from Chris's world. Chris in the house.
Hey, Chris. Happy birthday, brother. Honored to be here with you tonight. Birthday tomorrow. Happy early birthday.
Yeah, man.
You're a great patriot. And happy to be here with you. Thanks for the opportunity to come on and spend a little time with you and the rest of the gang.
Yeah. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. I've been on your channel a couple of times. We've been on some other streams together a couple of times. So
yeah,
I got to reach out to him and get him on my show. So
happy to be here, brother. Happy to be here.
And he just got through with the show too. So this guy's tired, wore out too. So he's gonna hang out with us as long as he can. And is a late
I'll be here for a little while.
It is a late night on our side of the coast.
On the East Coast. Right?
Yeah. Speaking of which, we also got the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that connected us all. I love him like a brother. Robert Herr in the house.
What's going on, man? You guys like my pimple? His name's Fred.
You got Fred the Pimple?
I feel like I'm a fucking teenager again, man.
Oh, jeez. What's going on, Robert, man?
Oh, you see it, man.
Good to see
Monday
you.
Monday night's payroll night, so I got to watch all my money go away. Oh, that's great.
Well, yeah. It's pros and cons of being an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm not an alcoholic yet.
Well, you should be. Become one. Might help.
No,
man. No,
I'm totally kidding.
I got my relaxant. We'll put it that way.
Totally kidding. Ooh. Oh yeah, man.
Chris, you can eat a gummy on stream tonight or what, buddy?
Hell no, dude. So Chris, I did that one time. I was on Sean's channel, and Gina, who was with us, she had a gummy or something. She takes them all the time. I never take anything. And I was like, I've got a gummy here from my wife. I'm going to take a half of one. Dude, I took a half a gummy and I was falling asleep on the stream. They said I was snoring and stuff. I'm like, okay, that was the most embarrassing thing.
It'll happen, man. It'll happen. Look, those things will sneak up on you. That's why I'll stay away from the edible. It's something that but that's hilarious.
I don't like it because you're committed. Like if you're
kind of are, right?
Or anything like that, like you can take a couple of hits off the joint and go, okay, I'm good. But you eat an edible and you're on for the ride, and it can be a really good time or it can be a really bad time. I've had both.
It's done. You've committed. You are right.
Did you guys ever see the Joe Rogan skit about? He was talking about like religion and talking about people being like, holier than thou, and like on a separate note was talking about like people acting like tough guys, and he's like, listen, if you go through life with no stress and no problems, you need to take a fucking edible and get on an airplane. It'll humble you real quick.
Oh wow.
And I have my own experience with that. If we not with an edible in an airplane, but I was driving cross country to Vegas when I was like 18.
Nice.
And so we did 15 hours of Kansas City the first day, 10 hours of Denver the second day, 12 hours into Vegas the third day. So we get into Denver. We just drove through like the worst fucking snowstorm ever. I, for the first time in my life, saw signs that required you to put chains on your vehicles. And it wasn't just trucks, like it's passenger vehicles. And so I was stressed out, and I told my buddy that drove out there with me, I was like, the hotel room's in your name, just go check us in. Yeah. I'm going to smoke and I'll be up. And so I did my normal, twisted up a doobie, smoked the whole thing. And then I get up to the fucking hotel room and I'm sitting on the bed and I'm like, whoa. Why am I so high? Why is it this bad right now? Like, it should not be this bad. I do this every night. This should not be a problem. And then I forgot. I was like, oh, fuck the elevation. So I ended up greening out in a hotel room in Denver, spent like 2 hours in a freezing cold shower just trying to sober up.
Oh my goodness.
And I learned my lesson from that point forward. It does in fact matter how high you are that determines how high you get.
They do say that the altitude has something to do.
I was going to say the altitude determines your attitude.
Yes. 100%.
Definitely.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I'll share a story about one fun time.
Hey,
but first, Aunt Paula is in the chat, and guys, remember, I do this.
Former Metropolitan DC police captain just heard me talking about
doing
fucking drugs in a state I don't live in. That's great.
Yeah, she did.
Producer Kyle in the chat. Producer Kyle, producer Live with Chris's World in the chat.
Everybody.
What's up?
Yeah, don't
Kyle?
forget, I do this once a month, so I'm going to try to throw chats up and everything. Just bear with me. I'm a little slow.
No special in here right now, buddy.
No special. But yeah, before I do, we also have another guy that I would call the man, the myth, the legend. Amazing dude, Handy from Handy News is in the house. Howdy, Handy.
Speaking of how high you can get, I'm here.
Look at this guy.
What up, everybody?
Oh man,
good to see you. Coming to you from Studio B for a minute. So
Studio.
Pretty soon we'll be in the mobile studio too.
Is that where is that when she does it? She got her own room?
No, she's in a recliner in the living room.
Nice. Okay.
But right now she's in the garage with me. This is my Studio B. This is where I do a lot of guest appearances and stuff from, is in here because, you know.
There you go. There you go. Live from Vegas, folks. I was telling the wife, I'm like,
cheers.
I want to go out there. Like, I've never been. I've never flown. I've never really traveled.
I was just talking about Vegas
just in Vegas last week, and I proposed to my girlfriend, who's now
that last week? Because I remember seeing it.
Did you say now your ex?
No, now my fiance. Yeah, it was great. It would, but no, we had a fantastic time out there. We stayed over at the Bellagio, and it was really an awesome time. Nothing but good things to say about that city. A lot of fun.
Oh,
I have a lot to say about that city.
It's not your typical city, though. It's not like Baltimore. It's not like Boston. It's not like anywhere else. Vegas is a unique place that I think more places should emulate, because we aren't all condensed into tight little cores. We are spread out. Our speed limits go from 45 to 70 out here.
Not just that, but I told people when I came home, and granted, I was out there in like 2014, so a little over a decade ago, and I told everybody it's the most interesting city on the planet.
So, about 30 minutes.
You have all the craziness of Vegas, right? Of like the Strip and downtown. You have all of that, but when you get outside of the city, it's little suburbia. It's wild.
Yeah, it was. I could see that. But we had a really good time out there.
Don't get in there. I'll just go get it.
I think. Look, we didn't club too much or anything like that. We kind of just
whenever you're ready
during the day, walked around, sight saw, chilled by the pool, and then at nighttime, dinner, gambling, and then kind of whatever. But a lot of fun. I can't wait to go back for sure. Vegas.
Where'd you stay?
At the Bellagio.
Right on.
Yeah.
See, I recommend places like Aliante and stuff like that off strip, because they're just as nice and like a tenth of the price.
Yeah, station casinos are where it's at.
That's cool. Yeah, I gotta come because I gotta come see you guys, hang out with you guys, and then
oh yeah,
I might call in a favor and see if I can go hang out with the Hodge twins. Because
well, you're dragging me with that.
Oh yeah, man. Because the guy that does the, he's been on with me audio wise before and never made it on the camera. But comedian Chris Clark, he's out there and he does their show, and me and him got to be buddies. So I had to give him a call. Like, hey man, let's go hang out at the studio.
Maybe we'll just do an entire like creator retreat.
That would be cool.
I know
other groups do.
Everybody together in Vegas.
Yeah, I know other groups do. That would be a hell of a place to go. Probably wouldn't be all that super fun for Handy because he's like, this is my everyday life.
Vegas retreat.
I don't do things out in Vegas. Like the locals have a whole different town we live in.
I bet.
Yeah. What's that, like Henderson?
No.
I was
we live in Vegas. I'm talking about the actual state of living. We're not out. We're not partying all the time. We live in a 24-hour town, but we don't do the things we do. Sometimes it's fun. There's never a lack of things to do, no matter what age you are out here. So
true that.
I bet.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how much North Las Vegas has built
up. That's where I live.
When I was out there, I was in Centennial Hills. So, off of, interestingly enough, Rainbow Boulevard.
Yes. Well, they're now out past the 215 goes all the way around the valley, high speed freeway. They're now building past that. They finally are now able to build on that land way out north by Sheep Mountain, where the military land. That's all getting developed right now into stuff. And like that whole area where Aliante was the casino by itself out there, it's surrounded by houses now.
That's
and
crazy.
Apartments and and just keeps going out that way. We're getting wider. So,
Chris, how do you get that to come through?
What's that?
The comments from Rumble.
So, on StreamYard,
I use StreamYard.
Is this wonderful, sexy man right here?
But I know Robert has told me how to do it. But Robert, look, I go to that static thing, right?
No.
You actually in StreamYard, you can go to add a destination and select Rumble, and it will link to your account automatically.
Since when?
They was doing it before the prices went up. I have my Rumble chat in StreamYard before the prices went up, but I had to link it manually.
All I have is YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, Instagram, Kicked, and other platforms. I don't have Rumble.
Other platforms is Rumble.
You have Rumble on yours, Chris?
It's on
you select other platforms, and I think you might have to just put in the RMTP
platforms, and then I have to do a custom RTMP.
Like RTMP.
Yeah, that's just you just plug that in and it grabs from there.
So I do that, but it doesn't pull the comments in.
Yeah, no, there's a way to do it that I have it set up.
Yeah,
it's one of the setting things. Yeah,
you'll need to talk to that guy.
Let me look.
Yep.
But while y'all are doing that,
I'll figure this out.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I'll tell my little quick story. It's a little embarrassing, but I haven't smoked or done anything. I had that gummy on that stream, but I haven't done anything since then, and I hadn't done anything a long time before that either. But I used to roll with a buddy's band back in the day, and we played all over the state, and now he's playing all over the country and stuff. It's really cool. But I was hanging out with those guys, helping them with sound and everything. And we drove down to this little bar in the middle of nowhere, and this guy's like, "All right, everybody set up, dude. You want to come out to the car real quick?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, let's go." And apparently this dude was known for like lacing his weed with like opium and all kinds of stuff. And so like, I don't know what I smoked exactly. Went back in, and the band started playing, and I'm like the sound guy, making sure everything sounds good. And it sounds like the whole band is coming out of a speaker about the size of my microphone here. And I can see the sound waves coming off the cymbals. So I was like, okay, that's an interesting night. This is new. And then the bass player wanted me to drive his car home because he had 2 beers. And I was like, do you have any idea what I've done? He's like, "You're okay, you're okay." And then I hit a deer in his car on the way home. So kind of felt bad about that. But he knew what he was getting into. He asked me to do it, whatever. But yeah, good times. Good times.
All right, Chris. Yeah. So the way that you do it is you'll go to destinations, and then you'll do your other destinations, and then over on your Rumble account, go into your dashboard, live streaming, static stream keys, and then you'll create a new key. You'll use the server URL. And then put in your stream key, and from there it should pull all of your comments and everything in.
See, I've done that before, and it didn't work. I'm gonna try it right now. So create a new key, or create low latency key.
Create new key.
All right, create new key. I'll try it. Thanks, Robert.
Yes, sir.
Do I do template? None selected, I guess.
Yeah, don't select the template, because you'll still have to set up the stream. Like, you'll have to set up the stream in Rumble still. Like, you won't be able to create the stream from within StreamYard like you can for YouTube. But anytime like you have a live stream scheduled and it streams out, it automatically will stream to that destination. Because when you go in to select a destination, you'll choose your account, and then it'll have you pick an episode listed on your account.
So, all right. So I updated the destination, and that should do it.
Yeah. Yep. So now the next time you go to schedule a live stream, set it up on Rumble, and then when you go into StreamYard, you'll choose your destination, your Rumble account, and then it should bring up a drop-down menu to pick the stream that you want it to send out to.
Oh, so that's probably what I'm doing. So if I go to live stream, go to Rumble, and then say, oh, hold on, no arrow came up though.
I'm trying to get better with OBS so that I can start using Rumble Studio again and not have to do anything in Rumble Studio and be able to do all of my changes and everything in OBS.
Yeah, that's what I do at
because
church.
StreamYard is just getting a little too expensive. It's like $90 a month.
Yeah, at church I use OBS, and you can only stream to one by default, and then you can add plugins. And so I do my one to Facebook because that's where we always did, and then because that's always consistent. And then I use this. What were you gonna say? I know you know the tricks, Andy.
You're ingress muted. Into Rumble Studio.
You're muted.
You're
Andy.
muted.
You're good with OBS. Then you need to download Prism Live Studio. Jets are flying over too right now, so I don't know if you can hear them. Good memento. I can't hear shit.
All right, we'll come back to you. But yeah, there's plugins you can download and stuff like that. So I go to Facebook on the main stream and I download that plugin and then go over to Rumble. Rumble.
I'll tell you in a minute.
I don't think this is gonna work. It's not giving me a drop down.
Do you have one scheduled in Rumble?
Yeah, like I'm just creating a random. Oh, yeah, like a random one, custom for each, and then it just says when streaming to a custom destination, it won't be sent to the platform you're streaming to.
Yeah, Pocket Lipstick. It kind of is. It's hit and miss. I started just doing Rumble Studio for a while, but then it got a little shaky.
So okay, it sounds like the Jets are done. But yeah, I use Prism Live Studio. It's an OBS clone, but all the extras that you have to download stuff for OBS, it's built into there. So I stream to multiple platforms. I used to stream to 3 right from Prism Live Studio. I don't go through the Rumble Studio. I'm not trying to be part of their creator program or any of that. And I'm in full control of my stream for free. So what you see on the stream now, that's entirely me setting everything. So
you're I'll give credit to, I guess, Prism, if that's what you're saying you use.
Yeah, Prism Live Studio.
You moved over to that. The quality and clarity of everything on your screen looks amazing.
And the audio.
Yeah, audio. And your audio has always been pretty decent, but it's but
when I was in Rumble Studio, I couldn't play a song.
No, yeah, you're right. In Rumble Studio, it was something else. But like your chat that's on the screen and all, it's like it's on my screen. It's crystal clear. So that's a cool thing. I'll have to look into that too. But
I broadcast my streams in 720p, so
which is shocking. It actually looks like it's higher than that. All right.
Well, everything's in 1080p resolution, but. So everything on my screen that I'm broadcasting is in 1080p. It's just going out at 720. So
gotcha.
I got little tricks.
All right. And for those of you that know her, you love her. And if you don't, it is the other half of Handy News, the secret sauce I call her, Miss Da.
Yep. Hello, everybody. It's the voice in your head.
Sometimes
it would just without her just be a retarded guy getting high on screen. It would suck.
Well, I was gonna say I gotta give these say these two, because Handy is the face of the show and all, sure, but the secret sauce is definitely, I was thinking about this earlier, is definitely Da. Like having someone like that, having your back, getting the stories, feeding them to you. I mean, what a great team you guys make. And these guys, if you guys, anybody watching that doesn't follow them, and I know most of the people that are watching right now came from their show, but if you don't follow them, definitely go follow them. I think I got everybody's links to pretty much everywhere in the show notes. So go check them out. But every day, are y'all doing Saturdays now too? Did I see that y'all are doing some Saturday shows?
We're 6 days a week now, because on our channel, and comes up this Saturday, we do Digging Deeper, where we take some of the conspiracy topics and we just show you guys what we're finding on it, and we're not telling you, hey, you must believe this. No, we're telling you to make up your own mind, dig deeper if you want. And then because we're only doing that every other week, that way Doug does get 2 days off every other week. I work 6 days a week, sometimes 7, but I'm doing riffing with Stuck in New York on his channel.
Okay.
On Pilled and Rumble, and that's a show kind of like MST3K. It was kind of the homage to it. All those guys that came before us, just watching funny bad movies and having fun. Even blockbuster movies, we'll riff on them too. So it's all fair use, because we're doing stuff on screen, having fun.
There you go. Real quick shout outs. I've been trying to keep track of all the chats, and it's really all meaning two, I guess, at this point. I don't see anybody chatting in the other one. So Mr. Tizo gifted a can, said happy birthday, appreciate that. And somebody else, I think it was Stuck, if I'm not mistaken, Stuck donated 220 gold bills. Thank you, Stuck.
And in case I forgot to say it, Stuck in New York is on Digging Deeper with us. So he's bringing his perspective and amazing depth of knowledge. So
there you go. And to everyone who has donated and helped out tonight, I appreciate that. This is for you.
You love me. You really love me.
Thank God it's not a dancing guy in a leotard, Sean.
Right.
I almost get afraid to donate in his show. That thing is terrifying.
It is a little terrifying. Yeah, and I don't want to coerce anybody into gifting subs or donating or anything. But if you feel like it, that's okay too, because it is a birthday stream. I did just have to pay
fuck that. Give this man your money.
$200 speeding ticket. So I got a $200 speeding ticket.
Oh.
Fuck you. Hold on.
He needs his adult diapers, guys. Send him your money.
So I was on the way. I was volunteering. I didn't know I was volunteering, but I was volunteering to do some photography work for a family member's nonprofit for this animal shelter that they rescue these no-kill animals from these kill shelters to their little thing, and they try to whatever. It's a wonderful thing, you know. I grown to love dogs and animals and all kinds of stuff. Anyways, she's like, I want to make sure I reached out to you and give you the opportunity first to come over. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely, cool. Did not know that meant I was volunteering, but okay. But I was on the way to that and got pulled over about 1 block's worth away from the destination, and $200 ticket in a speed trap, because it was like 40 and then 50, like right past where I got pulled over, and I was going in the 50-ish speed.
Oh,
And,
That's how they do it.
It's like, whatever, you jerks. Whatever.
That's how they do it.
But did just pay that off. My fence blew down the other week because of a storm. Shingles blew off the house. So I don't want to guilt anybody, but I'm just saying it's there.
Adulthood sucks, huh?
Yes.
Would you ever hire somebody from Harvard if you were a business owner?
No.
Why? I wouldn't either.
Because Because
No.
that would be
I just
more of an
wouldn't want
activist and less of an employee. And I'm a firm believer that unions don't work.
No, I
literally, they don't.
In my building.
Wouldn't want some snobby ass know-it-all kid who just gets out of college thinking that because he went to Harvard, he's going to look down on everybody else in the room and expect to be right all the time when, they're not. Like, you ever heard it's the people who end up achieving the most, like, success is not really a great word because your definition of success could vary, but the people who end up achieving these lifestyles that have fruit at the end of them, it's like,
yes,
they're not that Harvard, like, stellar, because those kids, they can't think outside the box. Like, put them in a chaotic moment where they have to be bang, bang, play and make a quick decision. It's usually those kids that had the grades around the B and the C that could think outside the box and be like, okay, the textbook and what they teach you is not going to work in this situation. And I have to think really quick outside the box, critical thinking. Like, the people who are, in this echelon that I'm talking about don't have that ability to critically think and to impulsively make decisions in the moment that are good decisions, because these Harvard grads only know what the textbook has taught them, and the textbook doesn't always provide the solution that is good, because real world circumstances are just so nuts. I don't know why I thought of that, but
listen, man, no, you're 100% right.
Yes, 100%.
I'm a high school dropout with no GED, and I'm in year 4 of owning a business. So I didn't need a college degree to teach me how to do that. In fact, I think it would have been very detrimental, because let me tell you, I've had to weasel my way through a lot of situations that, had I had to learn it out of a textbook, probably wouldn't have been able to do.
Yeah, everything's not set up for a textbook situation or a textbook answer, that's for sure. Hey, shout out to Robert. Robert, you were not supposed to be one of the ones to do it. I'm already using your StreamYard for free.
Leading by example, bro.
So Robert over here, this handsome fella, is now a monthly supporter and gifted a sub, and that sub went to, I saw it, Kravitz. Kravitz got sub. Way to go.
Awesome.
And
congrats,
then over
Kravitz.
on Pilled, of course. Didn't have to do anything over there, but she did. She gave to the shade, so you don't have to look at the comps when they pull you over. I like that. And then Stuck in New York with 160 gold pills. Thank you, guys. You did? Did I miss it? I'm sorry. I'm taking medicine for ADHD now. Clearly, it's not working. I have to let my doctor know to up my dosage.
And say, if you click on because I know you're newer to Pill, Chris, on the top of the chat, there's a little like funnel looking thing with a gold pill. If you click on that, it'll show you just your gold pill donations in the chat.
Shut up. Look at there. No, I don't see anything from Handy, but that's okay. He said he did.
It must have failed. Let me fix it.
That's okay. I didn't think I missed anybody, but I wasn't going to correct you because in Handy I trust. So, all right, Kevin. See you, buddy. Thanks for tuning in, man. Yeah, so we were just gonna. I know you guys all have your shows. So Robert's going to be doing his some new things I think coming up. If you want to talk about that tonight, I'll let you talk about it before we go. So look, kind of like me, like changing format up a little bit, trying to check some new things out. Chris had his show, Handy and had their show earlier, so I know everyone's kind of covering the same stories as we always do. So I had a couple things pulled up we can just run through that. Yeah, you're not. Not right now. And try to look at it from a different perspective. So Handy did just give some shades. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
The future is so bright.
Make sure to went through it. Yes.
I hear you. All right, I'm gonna pull this out.
This is the mobile studio, by the way.
There he goes. mobile studio. All right, let's see the entire screen audio, and it's gonna be that one.
I love that he just smoked a fat one and is now behind the wheel of a vehicle.
I had,
Who did what?
Who did what? Who with their what? I got a buddy.
I am highly ADHD. I can hear myself.
It's me sharing that screen, I think. It's doubling up the audio. Oh, I can mute the screen. There we go. Try it again.
All right. Yeah, no. That's what levels me out, is just a little that I function. Otherwise I'm like jittery mess.
He claims it's just pain relief. It doesn't do anything. Come on, Robert.
Yeah. I've heard that before. So yeah, one of the
also
guys
very high tolerance.
One of the guys that was in the band that I was talking about earlier, he moved out to LA. He's drummed for all kinds of folks out there and everything. But yeah, my buddy went out there and hung out with him for a while, and he wakes up in the morning, fires one up. Later in the day, he's firing them up. And at this point, he just kind of does it to function. And I'm like, okay, I hope I don't get to that point. But yeah. So yeah, we can run through some of these real quick. Like I said, we're just kind of hanging out, chit chatting here. But did y'all see about the volcano over in Italy?
Yeah.
That erupted?
It's another one like our super volcano where it erupts every few years.
Yeah. So I pulled up like X, and there was just all kinds, because I had seen one post about it or whatever, and I was like, oh wow, okay, hope everybody's okay. And then I pulled up, and there's just all kinds of cool posts, like these volcano vapor rings that are showing up above it from how the smoke is interacting. That was gnarly. And then all these people are like,
man, why are you lying to the people? Don't lie to the people, man.
Right? They're coming out of the ground. They're coming
out of the sky, man.
And then I don't know, Gina's of course streaming with Sean, but I know some flat earthers out there will be like, okay, I know why those clouds are capped like that. And yeah, pretty interesting shots here. I thought that was pretty interesting. And then, have y'all heard of this one? The one that's in the ocean off of Oregon, that's set to like erupt anytime now.
Whoa, what a thunderstorm this is.
But it goes off all the time. It's the last time it went off, it also had those same 10,000 earthquakes.
Did it? Yeah. Okay, because I was like, that 10,000 earthquake thing is a little alarming.
And we lived in the Pacific Northwest when it did that, and we didn't feel a damn one. Yeah.
I've done a like obsessive amount of research in the past week for no reason on Mount Everest.
Really?
Mount Everest. Learned a lot about Mount Everest, dude. Bunch of the people that went missing.
Good trip.
Like Mallory and Irvin, those first two people that went up in 1928 but didn't really make it. And Mount Everest is wild. I learned a lot of crazy shit.
There's all kinds of cool stories out there. Handy and Doc came on.
Some kid snowboarded down Mount Everest in 2001. Some 23-year-old kid from France, and made it, and then went back the next year to try it again on a different part. He goes all the way up to the summit, 29,000 feet, and then he died the next time. Never seen again.
Oh no!
Yeah, shouldn't have pushed that karma.
Yeah, you did it once. But he wanted to set an even higher record.
Fucking terrible. Terrible.
Cass, $20. Happy birthday, Chris. Shake your boom booms. You're old enough to know better, young enough to do it again. Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Happy
my boom
birthday,
booms.
Chris.
I'm shaking my boom booms. I'm trying to get rid of my boom booms. I went to the gym yesterday, and my arms are still, I'm barely able to hold them up now. I'm like, I'm old. I'm out of shape.
I was looking at that Mount Etna one, though, because we actually opened the show with it tonight. And in looking at the last time it went off, it was like 400 and some days straight before it finally stopped what they consider erupting.
Right. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty big zone.
I feel like this is one of those. I feel like we're watching one of those cop videos or something. He's just gonna go chase somebody down. You know why I pulled you over?
He needs those shades.
Yeah, he needs some shade.
Hilarious.
Oh man.
Fucking time.
Camera off. That's when the fun stuff happens, is when the cops turn the cameras off. Oh man. But yeah,
Body
so
cams off.
some cool stuff. So this is something else I saw, guys. And I don't think I'm gonna get super political with a lot of stuff tonight.
It's also the real fun also happens when the prison guards outside your cell turn the cameras off. That's how people end up hanging. That's how people end up hanging themselves.
They malfunctioned. It was
Allegedly.
a accident.
A malfunction. Okay.
Guys, just a heads up. I'm going to have to hop off here in about 5-10 minutes or so, but I just wanted to give you a little warning.
Okay. All right. That's perfect. That's perfect. Actually, and I'd love to get your take on this one before you go. Because I thought of you when I pulled this one up, boss. Let's see.
I'm waiting for my stuff to come up in there. So thanks.
Let me unmute this. Let's see. Hopefully nobody's like echoing here. But yeah, so I'm gonna play 2 like intros to this dude's videos. You guys probably know David Pakman, but I saw this on Black Conservative Perspective. He was talking about him, caught my attention. I was like, okay, all right, we gotta talk about it.
I am going to tell you something today that I never thought I would say on this show. I have now been warned multiple times by immigration lawyers that I should not leave the country at this time. Let me explain. I'm a naturalized U.S. citizen. Many people maybe don't know that. I've been a citizen of the United States since I was, I think, 16 or so years old. So went through the entire process legally. My family moved to the United States legally, obtained permanent residency. Ultimately, my parents got citizenship as an under 18 son of naturalized citizens. I was able to get citizenship by going to the post office and filling out a passport application. And then that was decades ago. And here I am in 2025 being told that even with my citizenship, it might be risky to travel internationally under this second Trump administration because of what might happen when I get back. Now, I'm not going to pretend, I might be deported. They're going to rip up my passport. It's not about that. But the idea is that coming back might be unpredictably uncomfortable or uncomfortably unpredictable because.
All right. So there's that cunt. And then he says this in another one too. And then I'm going to get to my point. And I'm gonna holler.
I just have a serious question. Why is he worried? He's white.
Okay. All right. That's funny, but that's a good question. And I've got an answer for you in just a second, hopefully.
I'm here to talk to you about something that I know is going to trigger strong reactions from people in my audience. My only request is that you hear me out first, okay? The title of this segment is I'm preparing to leave the country. And before you start typing angry comments about how I'm abandoning the United States or whatever, I want to be crystal clear. I am not actively planning to leave the United States at this moment. I'm not packing bags. I haven't bought a one-way ticket anywhere for my family. What I'm doing is I'm preparing to leave the country should the need arise. And as I've said to people when they call in, if we all leave, we lose the fight by default.
Okay, I'm tired of him. All right, but the point to all that is, as I heard that, and this is what came across my mind, and then I'm going to jump to you, Chris, and get your thoughts first after this, because you got to skedaddle here in a bit. But my first thought when I was hearing all this, I thought about all these videos and posts and everything about how the left is trying to find their Joe Rogan, right? They're like, we need to find our own Joe Rogan. We need to develop our own Joe Rogan. And we'll talk about that in a little bit with this chick. But I think they might have found their Alex Jones. I'm not saying I'm leaving the country. Okay, but I got to be prepared. It's like the Alex Jones of the left. Have you noticed? And I've noticed this. Have you noticed a shift and so many leftoids getting more conspiracy theory to now about all kinds of stuff. They're going to ship us out in containers and put us in concentration camps in El Salvador. I've seen it coming. I've heard from my sources it's going to happen.
Great impression.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I think it's echo.
Oh,
Chris,
yeah.
you got to mute the tab.
It is muted.
Don't
Why
worry, producer Bob's here.
In one video, the guy is scared to return back home to the U.S. And in the other video, he's like, "Oh, fuck it, I'm leaving." Like, make up your mind. Which one are you doing? Do you want to be here? Or do you not want to be here? Yeah, Robert's point's valid too. Is he's white, but it wouldn't even matter anyway. Like any American citizen could leave the country and come back if they wanted to. Like, if you're a legal citizen, the thing is this: everybody can talk. Show us examples of where this is happening. Show us examples. It's not happening. You look at this Kilmar Abrego Garcia bullshit story. This guy has had, and they're like, oh, well, he's had no due process. Bullshit. This guy has had more due process than anybody that has been deported in the history of deportations. I mean, quite literally, how many court hearings? The one with the wife and a restraining order. In addition to that, you have a situation where he's in court. They say, okay, well, we can't deport you back to El Salvador, but you don't have amnesty and you could be deported to any country at any time. Like, you talk about due process. This guy got due process. He's got a ton of due process. The only slight mistake, which isn't even a mistake, is that this guy was sent to El Salvador. But the reason that he wasn't supposed to go there was because there's a gang that he's scared of. But that gang that he's scared of doesn't even exist anymore to begin with. So it's a pretty wild thing to try and wrap your head around. But these leftists that claim, oh, I'm leaving the country. Ellen DeGeneres, gone. Rosie, gone. And Rosie, she's sitting here like, oh, well, I wouldn't come back, but it's really hard here.
I'm waiting on a to-go order for Amanda.
It's
3, 2, 1.
And not only that,
yeah.
What about Rosie? She's about to have McGregor as her president. Good luck, Rosie. Good luck. You thought Trump was bad. You're about to get the Mystic Mac, and that is not going to be good for you, Rosie.
Yes,
but anyway,
and I've seen some videos of some of the people that went to Africa, and now they're like, I can't make it over here. I'm coming back to America.
Of course, they can.
Like, what?
It's a big joke. They're all talk, no action.
Yeah, and Ben Band over on Pill. Thank you for the cookie. Appreciate that, Ben Band. And for everyone who's gifted lately, I hadn't done this in a while. Here we go. I'm trying not to overlap.
You love me. You really love me.
Gracias.
Hey guys, I am gonna step away though. It's been a long night of streaming for me. But Chris, I do want to say happy birthday to you. It was a pleasure hanging out for 45 minutes and getting to see you guys and Miss Da, Handy, Robert. Really, really awesome to get to be here with you. And Chris, happy birthday. You're an awesome dude and want to have you back on the show soon.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it. Before you dip, I was trying to find all your socials, and they're not exactly out there for everyone to see on your X or whatnot. So if you want to plug your stuff, I do have it in the show notes for anybody who's checking it out. But if you'll plug your stuff real quick, I'd love to give you a shout out.
I am on X and I am on Rumble. Those are really the only two places that I exist, is X and Rumble. Yeah, would love to have you following me on X or Rumble. Live with Chris's World. My show airs every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And would love to have you. We have an awesome live chat with a bunch of patriots that I'm sure you'd get along great with. So yeah, please consider stopping over. Tomorrow night we'll be live at 8 p.m. So every day, Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we are live.
Cool. Nice to meet you.
Thank you again, Chris, for allowing me to come on and hang out with you.
Yeah, dude. Thank you so much. Have a good night, man. Appreciate you.
You too. All right, guys. See you later.
Good night.
See ya.
What were you gonna say?
Notice. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No. Go ahead.
I did notice something in his first video. He talked about being a naturalized citizen, that his parents became citizens and he was under 18. So he just had to go sign a passport. So I mean, he's a dreamer or DACA or one of those two. So he really isn't truly a citizen.
No, he's a citizen. He is a naturalized citizen. Just because his parents got citizenship, when he applied for a U.S. passport, that gave him citizenship. I believe he's fear porning a whole lot, drifting for donations and shit.
I think so too. I think he made the first video and he got a lot of views, and he's like, I'm going to double up.
And I think you called it too. When I know you were letting him talk, but as far as the whole Blue Anon thing, out of control, man. The lefty conspiracies are insane. I have to like throw 20 to 30 away every day that I scroll through on my shit. Like, no, you guys can't seriously be thinking this. Yes, we're going to lock you all up and put you in reconditioning camps.
They're saying it. They believe. I think they genuinely believe it too.
They do.
It's the indoctrination that's been happening. I keep seeing all these people. You know, Chris was mentioning Harvard earlier, but I keep seeing all these people, you know, talking about the
indoctrination factories.
Like, they're just indoctrinated.
Yes,
and that's who they're targeting.
They've been taught how not to think critically, how to be a good puppet, and repeat the line. Repeat the line.
You get out of college and you go home to get what you think is the news, and you think you're informed on the world, and it's just the same line and same propaganda they're feeding you time and time and time again. So you think you're doing correct because everyone's telling you that this madness is right.
Absolutely. It's a perfect segue to the next thing I was going to talk about. You the best.
I'm magic like that sometimes.
simply the best. But before I do, Sean, who is live streaming right now, by the way, on his own channel, stop by, says, for $10 donation, much love to him. Hey, bro, happy birthday. You're the best, most loyal dude I know. Grateful for our epic adventures and deep talks. Here's to more years of being badass together. Love you, dude. Love you too, man. Thank you so much. I was thinking about bringing his stream up in a minute and letting him say, hey, since he couldn't be on because he got his own stream, you know, at the same time I do, whatever. But I might do that in a little bit. But yeah, what I was going to point out.
That's no excuse. We can run a multi-Jitsi.
Right.
A little bit of planning. I could have run all this in Jitsi for you guys.
I believe it. You guys are wizards over there. I don't know how y'all do it all. But how about this guy? Jake Tapper is something else, ain't he? With this book right here. It's of course it's #1 this week. Of course it is. Everybody's been shilling for it and pushing for it and everything. But
I'm sure that's not his payoff.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not artificially manipulated numbers or anything like that. But what I loved was going to the comments or the ratings here, and most everybody down here who's giving him like a 1 is like, I didn't learn anything I didn't already know, except for you guys covered it up. You know, I saw this and you guys tried to, there was one that was like, you guys are trying to say this has started happening in 2023. We've seen it for years. And, you know, I believe that you were going to cover something and bring facts, but you just showed us the same thing the right-wing media did on social media. And I'm like, yes, we win.
Isn't this book basically like an admission of guilt on his part?
Yes. It's the, hey, we fucked up, but keep believing what we're saying world tour. And it's going on Fox, CNN, MSDNC. Everyone's eating it up as like, look, we're still relevant legacy media people. We just got this one wrong.
The authors relied heavily on anonymous sources such as an official, a top Democrat, or an aide. It's like, yeah, we saw the videos. We saw the evidence in real time. And again, hats off to shows like Handy Does, where you literally are in real time capturing what is going on and showing it before the mainstream media can put their spin on everything, right?
Oh, yeah. We are the bleeding edge.
He's reconnecting to Wi-Fi, so he's probably going to go in and out.
I feel
like that's a felony. Like it should be if it's not, right? Like this admission of all the shit that they covered and how bad they let our country get and things they knew and lied about for years. How do you do that?
Absolutely. There should be, you would think, some kind of penalty for a news network.
Like the $5 million lawsuit they just paid him, the guy that just got let go.
Right. I saw you guys covering that one. Yeah.
16 million for another one, or 60 million.
Mm-hmm. So this is evidence of what we've been saying for a long time is once you go left, you can't go left far enough. You're fighting your own side from there on. You have to keep going and keep going and keep going. Right. So with that brought me this one, which I know everyone's covering this. I'm not going to cover it the same way, which is the rainbow icons for Pride. Now, granted, it is Monday, so maybe they're going to start popping them up here soon and everything. But I picked specifically Pride. It's Pride UK, but their official X saying "We see you," and that goes with that saying. Once you go there, you have to keep going there, and you have to keep progressively getting further and further. Otherwise, once you stop, like right now, these companies are not going to earn any saving grace from us. We're not going to be like, yay, now we're going to support you. But now they're going to lose more customers because those people that have to see this every June are now like, okay, well, now you don't want to support us. You support us all these years once a month, and now you don't. But they haven't. They just did it for marketing purposes. When you truly love somebody, you don't have to go out here and do this fake bull crap. I was hearing you earlier, Doug, saying like, you don't care who anybody loves on, if they're gay or whatever, but it's all this crap of just in your face all the time kind of thing that, a lot of people get tired of, but they feed off of it and they got to have more. They got to have more. They got to have more. And now they're going to get bit in the butt from their own side because they've backed off on it. Is that something that y'all see is going to happen? That now that these companies are like, okay, well, now we're not going to do it. We got our corporate, like I think, Handy, you were saying it, like the corporate sponsors for a lot of these events and a lot of this stuff.
They've all pulled out.
So
because they realize these people don't spend money with them. They know their value is nil. They can protest them all they want. All they're doing is making noise online to people it doesn't matter with.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but you look at places like Seattle, right, where one of their biggest allies out there was Amazon. And they told Amazon they didn't want them there. They didn't want their participation because they were backing who they didn't deem right. I think it was Israel. Now they're mad because Amazon's pulled out and taken all their money back, and they don't have the funding for their parade now. They can't fund any police. They don't want the police there, though, either, because, we defunded them. But come protect us, but you can't be in the parade. Like,
that's so ridiculous.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, they kicked SPD out. They said if you're an officer, you cannot participate in the Pride Parade. But yet, we want to defund you. But yet, we want you to be there to protect us. But don't come in and actually think you can be a part of it.
Yeah, you're the wrong kind of gay. You support the police. You're not a commie.
Says Andy is streaming on the move. That's commitment.
Listen, I know you say that in jest, Handy, but you would be
I'm not saying it in
at
jest.
how. I was going to say that is exactly how the gay community acts. My God, if you're not a liberal, you're a pariah.
It's great. If you're black, you got to be a Democrat. If you're gay, you got to be a Democrat. Otherwise, you're going against your own kind and all this and that crap. But again, it's the same mind virus that these people don't actually know what the hell they're talking about. They've been swayed to believe that this is their side and they have their back. Then it was, what's his name? What is the black guy that's a Republican and he's a congressman and he is super sharp? I think he's in Florida.
Donalds?
Say that again?
Byron Donalds?
Yeah. That dude.
Yes.
I think he was on the news with that awful CNN woman the other day. And they were talking about the history of the Democrats and the Republicans, and he was just taking her to task. And he's like, if we're going to talk about the history, we're going to talk about the whole history, right? What about the Republicans always voting for civil rights? Oh, well, then they flipped sides. No, they didn't. When did they flip sides? You just guys got better at being sneaky about your racism and your hatred and all this and that. Because now you attack any black person that leaves your party. Now you're like, black people, husbands Let's get them away from the families. Let's offer the families, more government subsidies, and let's, be the baby daddy. Let's make them reliant on us, and then let's keep them down and put abortion clinics right next to their hoods and yada yada yada. It's what they do.
Even better than that, they got them to believe the racism as a feature. And they will get out and screech in the streets for it because black people should have their own hospitals and their own doctors and their own schools so they can learn things the black way. They made the racism a feature of being a lefty now.
The racism, hopefully, and we were talking about this the other night, I'm hoping that pendulum is starting to swing back to kind of where we were in the in the 90s, early 2000s.
Right? Yeah. Well, they're hemorrhaging supporters on the left right now.
A wonderful place to be, because I loved being there when I was growing up. I was like, there wasn't any racism as far as I was concerned. Of course, there's always something here and there, but I mean, it wasn't like it is now. I mean, they are fully, and I think it may have been Harvard. I don't know if it was Harvard. I know it was one of those top schools did like a black only graduation.
Several of them.
You said several of them?
Yeah, he's downstairs and he didn't mute, so I was doubling up. Yeah, several of them did that.
Okay, yeah. But that's not racist though, right?
No,
because it has to come from a place of whatever.
It's like George talking about, so they want segregation back then. I've been saying this, like these liberal white savior women have got them marching hook, line, and sinker into segregation, and they don't even think about it.
Yeah, and like I said, it's built in as a feature. Here, you get your own graduation.
He stole my mic.
Yep. I don't know. Robert, what do you think, man? Again, you've seen it. One, being up there in Pennsylvania, an incredibly purplish state, how it was pulling left and right and all over the place. So you see it in both the political spectrum and then within like the gay community and everything like, are people getting tired of it? And they're like, look, we're tired of the left, or are they tired of the pandering from all the rainbow, or are they just blind to it and they still want it? Or Pennsylvania folks still running around and decorating the town with rainbow flags?
I mean, where I live, it's not a very good gauge because I'm kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Probably best.
But I know that Pittsburgh, for example, their pride is like almost non-existent now. A couple of years back, they moved them out of downtown and moved them over onto one of the bridges because they didn't want all the debauchery happening downtown. And I don't really keep up. I stay pretty far away from that group of people. It's never, when I was 18, 19, maybe early 20s, it was my thing, but I stay away from it. General sentiment is kind of laissez-faire. Like, it is what it is. People don't really care unless it impedes their daily life. They don't bother with it.
So I have a question for you, Robert, because I know seeing like since the beginning of this and watching the TQ specifically come to light and start being so out there with all of this crap, I have found that there seems to be a major split between the LGBT and the TQ portion. Do you also see that?
Yeah. So the interesting thing about that is it only took a small percentage of very loud people to make that sentiment noticeable. And it's much more noticeable behind the scenes than it is what you guys actually see. Like there's plenty of people that I know that are involved in the gay community that publicly are pretty, they tend to not have an opinion, right? Or they don't voice it at least. And behind the scenes, they're, this is all right. It's getting out of hand. Unfortunately, though, you do still have a very large portion of the gay population that is they've got a hive mind, you know, and I think a lot of it comes from a place of not being accepted for people that spent time in the closet, which I don't know if that's still really much of a thing now. But you tend to fall into that group think. I did in my early 20s.
Right.
And
was that a fear, you think?
I think it's out of that fear of being an outcast again. And it's more so that pertains to like the millennial gays and the folks that really still spent time in the closet because it wasn't universally accepted, right? But this younger generation has just been brought up and force fed it, so naturally, you know, they tend to lean that way. But things are starting to shift. But I don't want to make it seem like it's some massive deal because it is still a relatively small portion of the gay community, people like myself, that are on that side of things. And I got to show this, Chris. Sorry if you're streaming to YouTube and it gets taken down because of what I'm about to show, but I'm very much one of those people of this is how I feel every June. That's how I feel every June. I just want it to go away. I do. We're starting to see that because Apple didn't change their shit. Nobody's changing their logos anymore, at least so far from what I've seen. And that's a step in the right direction. Now, the next thing we need to do is to get all of these Pride events moved to private venues and not sponsored by the cities.
Yep, you were talking about
because here's the thing. If it was just a picnic, right? If it was just a picnic and everything was fine and family friendly, nobody would care. But you have people walking around in fucking dog outfits with a butt plug tail shoved in their ass, and people are having their kids pet them.
Yep.
Gross. It's not cool. And it's not okay. Now, perfect example of an event that would be fine by me, because, you know, a lot of people talk about drag shows in a very negative light. One of the funniest things I ever saw in my early 20s was Columbus Pride. They did it was a Sunday event, and it was drag queen baseball. And there was nothing adult about it, just these dudes dressed up in these massive wigs and outfits in fucking 6-inch stiletto heels playing baseball. It was the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. And it was totally family friendly. If that's what Pride was about, I don't think people would care so much. But it's not. It's about sexual deviancy and drugs.
Because the lowest common denominator got the loudest voice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so the rest of us have to suffer.
And that's the sad thing, because it feels like it's just evolved into like the gluttony and debauchery and the pedophilism, and then you've got the regular sect of people and that are lumped into it now because everyone sees it all as one, and that's wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't have this pulled up earlier, but I did run across it when I was looking for something that says, as a gay man, I don't need an entire month of narcissism to celebrate my sexuality. My gay friends feel the same. The only people wanting Pride Month are militant male trans activists who want access to lesbian and women's spaces. It's about time corporates listen to us. And it's got the flag stitched up, removing all the what is that, LGBT, TQUIA, all them colors.
They cut all the insanity out.
Yeah. And they healed the flag.
No, they cut all the mental illness out.
Yeah. Isn't that wild though? Like in the beginning, it was about sexual preference. Now it's about sexual deviancy, maybe, or fetishes. or mental illness. It's evolved.
I mean, I'll
to be fair, the slippery slope kind of went right down here.
Because what comes after the B? Nothing but just like confusion, it sounds like.
Well,
LGB, it's like, I know what I want. Well, the B kind of doesn't know what they want. They want a little bit of everything.
No,
but,
the B are just greedy.
Right.
They just want it all. They just want it all.
I'll take one.
Give me all the hot people. Yeah, no. It you know, I'm kind of in a weird position as a gay man because I never understood the point of Pride. When I went, it was with an objective in mind. And you know, that was pipe to the,
I think that's everyone's objective.
Room, you know, yeah, that was the goal of Pride. Like, but it wasn't like I was trying to bang somebody in a porta potty in 90-degree heat in downtown Columbus in July. Like, no, I was going there to meet people and make an informed decision on whether or not I wanted to attempt to impregnate that person later. Like it was absolutely about networking and meeting people. But it is not that anymore. It's all organized events and like it's outside of having like I don't want to compare it to a trade show, but like a festival, you know, just a town festival. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, everything else was done at night. All the crazy shit happened at night. Still didn't understand the point because other than Mardi Gras, what parades do black people have? They don't, right? There's no need for like this big pride celebration. Like what's next? Coming up next, it's Ghetto Week.
Ghetto Week.
Like
it feels like it's been hijacked for profit and attention.
It absolutely has.
Isn't that what February is now? It
absolutely has. It's just too commercialized.
They pushed for so much acceptance and everything that they actually put the whole gay business community that was down by the Hard Rock Hotel pretty much out of business because they want it to be everywhere. So they killed the Fruit Loop in Vegas.
Yep.
Crazy stuff.
Well, and now it's like I've noticed this trend where, you know, gay bars now are gay and lesbian bars and trans bars. And it's like, wait a minute. No, I, as a gay man, wanted to go to a space where I could drink with other gay men. I don't need some bull dyke with a fucking fake dick with a piece of leg meat breakfast sausage hanging between their legs.
Here, it's going to go back to the 80s where you got to knock on a door in an alley and say a passcode to get in and drink with other gay dudes.
Yeah.
So you know they're actually
now now you've got to deal with all this insanity. And so I remove myself from it. It helps that I don't really drink. I don't really go out. It's not my thing. I fucking hate people, but it's the whole idea of these communities kind of being one, but still having degrees of separation is gone. So what are you celebrating at that point? Like, doesn't make sense to me.
You're right.
Fuck Pride. I'm sorry, but if I go and fight and die in a war, I get 1 day. But I put my dick in another dude's ass and I get a whole fucking month.
I knew I let you.
It sounds like a cheat code to life. It just doesn't seem right. It doesn't. I'm just saying. Like,
well, and if you say the right keywords, you can fund your whole thing. If you say the right keywords, you can fund your life without having to do a dime except for march and complain.
Yeah, no, literally.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen? It was kind of what I just quoted, but have you guys seen the Rob Schneider bit about this?
I don't know if
yes.
about this.
Oh, it's fucking great.
Pull it up, bro.
I'm all for gay pride, gay weekend, parade. I will say Gay Pride Month seems a little greedy. It's a month. We only get 12. Basically 11, because then it's Gay Pride Month again. 4 weeks in a row. They don't even try to break that shit up. Have a week in January, come back in April after you healed up, and then August, who cares, And New Year's, New Year's, who hasn't sucked a dick on New Year's, frankly? Come on, live your life. Don't cheat yourself. 4 weeks in a row. We get Veterans Day. You fight for the country, you get a day. Thank you for fighting for the country. Oh, I'm sorry, day's over. Take the meat off the barbecue. That's it. You get a day. That's it. Day. Thank you for fighting for the country. Memorial Weekend. You die for the country. They give you a weekend. Thank you for dying for the country. Take the boat out of the lake, put it on. Take the boat out of the lake, put it on the truck. You get a weekend. Memorial Weekend. Thank you for dying for the country. Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, kept the Union together, gets a day. Not even his own day. He's got to share it with George Washington, who founded the whole fucking country. He doesn't get a day either. He's got to share it with Lincoln. But if they would have sucked each other's dicks, they would have got a whole month. That's all I'm saying.
That's a great bit.
That was a fucking brilliant bit.
Who hasn't seen
right? And what a brilliant bit coming out of Rob Schneider. I was super impressed.
Oh man.
Now, how does that work? Like, who decided June was Pride Month? Did this, because I don't remember this as a kid, but maybe I just wasn't looking at it. Is this
Obama?
No. So it actually came. No. To answer your question, the reason June became Pride Month was because of the Stonewall riots. They happened on June 28th, 1969 in Manhattan.
So that's their date.
Yeah. We could just have Fag Day. We don't need Gay Pride Month. We could just have Fag Day. And we can do away with this whole trans visibility bullshit. And we will give them February 30th. As Trans Visibility Day, because it is about as legit as their sex.
Can we go back to the old way of doing it too, where there was transvestites and weird things?
Well, but transvestites and ladyboys are just kind of chicks with dicks. So I don't know. They never really wanted acceptance. They kind of knew what they were doing was fucked, and they're like, oh.
That's why they usually got jobs at the adult bookstore or 7-Eleven on the graveyard shift.
They wanted to be outsiders.
Not teaching your kids,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. If you, like I said, if you want to dress like a chick, whatever, as long as you're not out here telling me that you are invalidating me as a woman and you're not out there telling the kids that this is what they need to do.
I you care. As a woman.
I was just starting to like you,
Speaking of women and men and being a difference, which interestingly enough, this kind of covers a lot of territory. And again, I'm sure you guys have covered this one on y'all's show. I don't know that for certain, but this chick, they're hauling her out because she's like, I love young men, I love frat guys, and it's all because the Democrats have lost the man vote. So much of the man vote, especially the masculine men vote.
This is their plan to get back white men, don't you know?
Yeah. So this is her.
I bet. I bet her biggest pet peeve is when a man doesn't go to the gym.
This is great. All right, so we'll listen to her for just a second. I'll mute myself here. But yeah, we'll listen to her, and then I want to show another one because one, this proves that the party realizes that there is in fact a difference between men and women and how they react, especially more masculine men. But here's this this chick. I can't talk about anybody being fat, I guess, so I won't. Here we go. Unmute and.
Well, I also think it's just so abundantly clear that the people who say these things don't actually spend time talking to young men. you know this because we know each other in real life, but I spend a lot of time on college campuses, and I spend a lot of time with
young men.
I love young men. I love frat guys, and in that, I realized like even the ones that identify as conservative are almost always pro-choice. They're almost always pro-gay marriage. You'd be surprised at the number of them who supported Black Lives Matter. And so I feel like people just kind of lump them into this box when the truth is, again, a lot of them are with us on the issues. They're just not part of our coalition because they feel like they're not welcomed in it.
Exactly. They're not welcomed in it. And then here's, I'm going to cut to this real quick and I'll go back to us. So here she is. She's going to win over men. And then she posts something like this.
I'm walked for miles inside this pit of danger. I'm walked for miles inside this pit of danger.
Okay, can we?
Danger.
Hold on, wait a minute. No, I'm going to start a change.org petition to ban fat liberal women from using badass songs like that.
Yes. Grab that link I just dropped you, Chris.
Okay.
It's in the DMs on X. Sorry.
Okay. Cool.
This is from Noman Speeches to Jackrabbits. This post.
Fucking fat bitch.
This is a killer.
Before shop for a septic commercial. It's looking like Jabba the Gut.
Jabba the Gut. Yeah, I was gonna say I heard somebody translated that video and it's like home.
I saw that. I was like, is that Gorlock the Destroyer?
This just feels like that's how out of touch with normal that the Democrats are.
Oh God. Who could do the voice? Not wanting to become a meal, the small woodland creature, the North American fairy mouse, draws in his shoulders to become even tinier than it already is. The sloth bear can still smell the mouse, but being it is a nocturnal creature, its eyesight is extremely poor.
Way too fucking well, man.
Yeah, that was great.
That was awesome. That's our good friend Noman Speeches to Jackrabbits.
Yum yum bar in my pocket.
Oh,
reach in and grab it. It's deep in the fold.
Smells like cat pee.
Over on Pilled, Stuck says she looks like AI made Miss Potato Head a person.
She's something else. And then she's bitching because everybody's picking on her about her weight. Here's the thing. When you put yourself out there, you open yourself up to everything. I mean, everything, right? Oh my goodness. And yeah, I mean, take that away. It's just
she's
her
an
demeanor.
Activist. Yes.
It's her. Yeah, like. Go ahead.
She's just an activist and she wants the attention. She's actually one of the body positivity activists.
Of course she is.
Now they're bragging about losing weight.
They're all body positivity until they lose weight.
Fucking heifer.
They're all like what was the all about that bass and Lizzo and all that. They're all body positivity.
Yes.
And then they lose a bunch of weight and then they're like, look at my beautiful body. Like, whoa, what happened to the body positivity thing? What happened to that? Oh, I was dying. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what.
Well, they were going to have to amputate my feet from the diabetes. So I got a blood transfusion from a young child and Ozempic.
Probably so. Yep. That was a
Mm-hmm.
good one. That was funny. But that carries over into how they just don't learn. And I don't know what the audience on this stream is like, or even the participants as far as this goes. But like with the late, like Marvel's coming out with the Fantastic Four. It's really their last ditch effort to make a really big Marvel movie because all of them have sucked.
Yeah.
They're trying to make this one, and then they got the Doom one that has 60% of all their past characters coming back in it. Even Robert Downey Jr. playing Doom, a completely different character. Whatever, that's a different story. But even in this one, there's talks of what's her name, Grace Randolph who hates the term MCU, was even saying that when they were viewing this, they're saying that now the movie is centers basically around Sue Storm and the female Silver Surfer.
Yes.
And then the other three of the Fantastic Four are out, as far as the lead, which Reed Richards, smartest man in the universe, somehow Sue goes to the forefront. And then we had the female Silver Surfer. It's like they didn't learn. They haven't learned. And they don't know, and this is what I could definitely point out to. They don't know how to write female characters because everyone who writes for them is like that chick that we were just looking at, Jabba the Hutt. And they're all, I'm better than you. I'm a strong woman. I could do what I want and talk down to you. And that's how they write their characters. And they're so freaking unlikable. What was it? Lady She-Hulk and some of these other characters they've done, like that's the way they write them. And they are so unlikable.
I think Candy is called the Mary Sues.
They are. Absolutely correct. I mean, I love Star Wars. And then the new ones, man, they just made terrible characters. They had so much potential too. And the people that were upset about a black stormtrooper were this many compared to the people who didn't like Rey and her story arc. I thought the story arc of a former stormtrooper changing sides and everything, regardless of his race, I thought that was a really cool story they could have dug into. But no, they had to give it to the Mary Sue. Rey.
What were you looking for, Robert? I'm not outside your window.
Sure.
I see them looking all around.
So this Fantastic Four movie was already in the can. It's one of the piles of garbage that has to come out. What I see them doing here with this is going to be epic because it allows them to clear the board. They brought Robert Downey Jr. in to bring it all down with Doom World. So if you've read any of the Marvel Comics universe, that's basically where Doctor Doom grabs all these heroes from all these different multiverses, makes them fight to the death in this little pocket realm he's kept alive after he destroys everything but one universe.
Really?
Yep. It's Doom World. It's the reset button. It's the big red button.
That sounds bad.
I know because they have it sitting in my graphic novels.
Hey.
And because he steals Tony Stark's body, that's why we're getting Tony Stark, Doctor Doom. Yes.
And he got a good payday for that one. Yep. That man has made so much money off of the Marvel Cinematic Universe since he jumped in and got it helped get it launched. I got to give that guy props for making good deals. Because I think he took a cut to get a percentage or something like that, right? He's made like tens, if not hundreds of millions almost off of this stuff. It's crazy to think about.
But no, as soon as I saw Doctor Doom was the same guy that played Tony Stark, I went, they're fucking hitting the Doom World line. He destroys everything. Even Deadpool and Wolverine, they destroyed a bunch of shit. They wiped it out of existence in that movie.
Yeah, they did. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they'll just wipe it out all over.
Although I will say I thoroughly enjoyed that movie.
Oh, it was beautiful.
It was a fun movie.
It was pure dumb fun. That's why I loved it.
Wolverine was my I used to watch the animated X-Men cartoon series when I came home from school every day. And
he pulled that towel up.
Just oh my God, dude, the chills I got when he did that. I was like, yes, finally. Why does it take them so long just to do the stuff right? I'll never understand that. Remember when the first X-Men movie came out? They were all like in these black, cool jumpsuit kind of things. Like, where's the color? Where's the characters? Even then, I noticed. I'm like, come on, man. But that director was like, what was he, a pedo, or he's a sex offender guy or something anyway? So he's a goofball, whatever.
Well, it took Ryan Reynolds and being screwed out of the character that he always wanted to play, Deadpool, into that abomination in that freaking Wolverine Origins movie.
God, that was terrible, wasn't it?
And then for him to insist so much to produce the movie himself, to put up his own money and to secure all the funding for it to produce the first one. It's a redemption arc. Because I gotta admit, when I saw Ryan Reynolds portray that, the Wade Wilson parts were fucking spot on.
Mm-hmm. And the footage that was leaked, and he was asked about it, he goes, I don't know who leaked that.
But yeah, but then making that comeback Deadpool movie on the budget they had with the fucking small little slate of characters Fox let him have from the X-Men.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And their Cyclops was way better than the one from the X-Men movies.
I'm gonna pull
Here's
up
another movie, Constantine, the new one that's supposed to be coming out. Keanu Reeves just turned down the
film.
Yeah, he said I just saw that he said he didn't want to do it.
Well, he turned down the current script.
Right.
He said it's too action heavy, deviating from the spiritual and character driven character of the first film. He doesn't want it to be a big Marvel project. He wants it to be Constantine. Because
he said he asked him on the late night show if there's one movie he could do a sequel to, what would it be? And he said Constantine, which I love because I love the first one. I thought it was really, really cool. Yeah, I would love to see another one of those for sure. And like you said, I think Robert, you were saying highly underrated. The original Constantine movie. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh God, so underrated.
Such a good movie.
I don't think people understood what they were watching maybe at the time with that movie, right? Like to understand the spiritual nature of it.
Andy, you good? Your eyes even open, dog? Like,
oh no, I was reading something on my phone screen because I had messages coming in on Telegram and stuff. So I'm leaned in like this, trying to read them. I'm way good.
I'm gonna pull our boy on real quick.
Like I could
Telegram messages. I have everything.
Blindfold you with dental floss.
Not really. I'm just multitasking at this moment. So looking into the phone screen, I have to squint because of the trifocals.
Oh my goodness! Because you know what's going to happen. It's going to be
Chris.
It's going to be really awkward when we have the shit, I didn't do it. I fucked it up. I'm terrible at this. Oh my God, look at that.
Wait, can we have conversations with each other? Because that would be really cool if we can hear them and then respond.
That would be cool.
Really awkward when we have the
I bet the delay is quite significant.
Yeah.
Look at that. There we go.
The infinity stream.
What a weird echo that is. That's a delayed little thing.
A
Anyways,
Christopher,
right happy birthday. I love you, brother.
Happy
birthday.
You can't do this.
You are as handsome as you are kind, and I love you. And yeah, we're gonna stop this infinity bullshit.
Yeah, I just want to say bye, y'all.
I hope the rest of your stream goes well.
Hashtag it did Infinity better than Marvel.
That's funny. We sniped the snipe.
That's fun.
Screen snipeception. I did that with Darth Jason months ago. It was fucking hilarious. It was just.
It's trippy. If I had a
and
gun,
he had music
really
going.
Trippy.
Yeah, and he had music going, so we were having some weird bouncy echo stuff.
I bet it was trippy as hell. Well, hey, I'm gonna cut the stream a little short. Like I said, I gotta get into the office early in the morning, and I know East Coast it is a little late for us anyway. And Chris already dipped out because he had a show. I know you guys took a little time between your show, but y'all ain't had enough time to do anything. So.
Yeah, we just ate dinner. That was all we did. It was eat while we were listening to the video.
Y'all shoved it in quick. Any closing thoughts on anything going on in the world before we I let you guys everybody plug their stuff?
Just a happy birthday, and I hope that this trip around the sun is an amazingly wonderful one for you because you are a great person, dude. We're glad we found you guys.
Oh, thank you so much. Y'all too kind. I feel the same way. I'm glad our paths crossed. 100%.
100%. Glad it all hooked up. Gotta make this a weekly thing, not just monthly. And it's cool to see them complaining that Pride Month is done.
There you go.
I ain't got much of nothing, brother. Happy birthday. I love you.
Thank you, man. Love you too. Annie and Dot, I'm gonna let you guys plug y'all just in case there happens to be one or two people watching that aren't already watching your show. I know you mentioned it earlier, but good Lord, you guys stream. Let them know when and where.
Well, starting tomorrow morning for me at 9 a.m. Pacific, it could be noon Eastern for you. I'll be live with News and Coffee. It's 2 hours of news, politics, and opinion from a point of view that asks the questions and lets you kind of come up with your own decisions and go further with it. But we do it with a sense of humor, and we're very much a smart ass. Then later on that evening, Doug will rejoin me at 8 p.m. Eastern for Night Shift News, where we do all of that over again, but with a lot more funny stuff and our conversation back and forth. She asks the questions that everybody kind of needs to know more on, because I get overly technical sometimes. So it is fun. It is an awesome time, and the chat is where it's at, because we never stop playing with you guys. It's always on the screen. We do that 5 days a week, and then Saturday, like I said, we got those 2 alternating shows. And just so much going on. I think this Sunday we're going to go hang out with the Common Nerd on the Doctor Who stream.
Oh, cool. I love that guy. I love that guy.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and this came from Handy's, and I don't use it, but this was inspired by you guys.
No homo, right?
All of the homo.
Mm-hmm.
That was so funny every time you played that on your show.
It still gets the play, but not as much. We're worked in some other things that are just as fun.
I've seen a couple. Robert, you want to say anything? Again, I know we had a conversation, but
Yeah. You can follow me on X at Real Robert Herr. I am taking a step back from political content for a while. I'm very burned out. I don't even like reading the news anymore. And so I'm switching over to something that I'm a bit more passionate about. 2020 was kind of or 2020 through 2024 was kind of a more of an out of necessity thing. And I'll be releasing a full video on this later, but I'm pivoting to music. So specifically heavy metal music. That's a new channel that'll be coming out called Mosh Call Media. For those of you that don't know what a mosh call is, it's what the band yells for the breakdown and gets everybody to fuck each other up. And then from there, Washcast Gaming is still going. Just doing some goofy gaming streams and hanging out. I'm actually doing one tonight at 12:15, so here in about 40 minutes or so. But yeah, taking some time away from the political content. Going to figure out a way to reinvent the podcast to be a little more diverse, so to speak.
And I will say, always have fun with your content. Never take it too seriously. Try and pick on everything you come across, and you'll come. It's a lot easier. You don't get burned out. I kind of look forward to it now.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm kind of moving into music, because I feel like it's going to be more relaxed. And I mean, the podcast format of having a guest and having to constantly book people and like all of that just got to be very tedious for me, especially with my business. And so I'll still be dropping some episodes here and there, but it's not going to be a weekly show anymore. And most of what I do with the new channel is all going to be uploaded rather than live streamed. So it'll give me a little more flexibility. But in the meantime, follow me on X at Real Robert Herr. I believe the little website.
I did throw your link down in the chat. If anybody wants to go ahead and subscribe or follow.
Yeah. Right on.
Rumble.
Yeah, no,
Rumble.
that's all I got, man.
Cool.
I totally get where you're coming from though there, Robert. It's rough some days.
Yeah.
Some of the stories, I'm like, man, do we got to do this again? But you know what? There's so many people out there that don't know, and hopefully, if we can just reach one of them a day.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. But I am team live stream the world too, so don't let it slip away.
That's one of the things that I was like when people pick on me, you're on Minds. I'm like, I'm everywhere. If I can be somewhere and promote the show, I'm going to do it. Because like, there are people that don't know what we're talking about. I mean, even that dude, what's that dude? Something, Adam Ruins Everything. Is that his name? Adam. that was on, and like he was on Tim Pool, and Tim Pool's like, dude, how do you not know that the hoax of the good people on both sides? And he's like, well, he said good people on both sides. Like, we are so far removed. You don't know the whole quote. You don't know the story behind that. No, I mean, people genuinely don't know this stuff if somebody doesn't put it in the front of their face. So I feel like the more places we are, the better it is. So yeah, and finding Pilled and getting on there, being on Gab through social, having all these different outlets, I think are great. But yeah, with Robert, I'm 100% like, if you don't love it, don't do it. Which takes me to my format change. I was doing the one show a week, pre-recorded, long format, breaking it up. But by the time that my one show came out at the end of the week, I was a little behind the news cycle. And by the time I released those segments the following week, they were all really behind the news cycle. So now what I'm doing is I'm recording twice a week. And I'm doing Sunday night, I'm doing a show for Monday morning and Tuesday morning. Go ahead and knocking 2 of those out. Boom, boom. Taking the Wednesday off. And then that Wednesday night, I'll actually record 2 more shows that'll go for Thursday and Friday. So at least it's only one day, maybe 24 hours removed from the news cycle when it comes out. And it'll still be political news here and there. But of course, I've always covered entertainment news, other stuff going on, like you guys have as well, But I think all that's fascinating and good to know and good to share. I do try to find a different way to, talk about it sometimes instead of the way that I think Tim Pool or the Quartering or somebody else is, because everybody else kind of grabs onto those same stories and covers them pretty much the same way. But
Chris, I want you to do the first first video for
with the Mosh
call.
Yeah, dude.
I want you to do the first video with me.
I'll be there, man. Yeah, we had a cool live stream. Well, we did a live stream on yours, right? And then we pre-recorded, you and me pre-recorded a reaction on mine. Then we did a live stream on yours where we were watching music videos and stuff. And it was really cool. We had a really good time.
Yeah, I'm going to make you listen to the whole Sleep Token album with Token. Even though we've done it on the Washcast, we're going to do it as the opening thing for this. So when you have an hour, let me know.
Token.
That's okay.
I love them, man. I'm an obsession with them.
I can tell, and I'm starting to get that way a little bit. They're really cool. I moved all my
Wait till
reactions.
you hear the new record start to finish.
I moved all my reaction videos that I was doing as kind of fillers. They kind of took on a life of their own. So I moved those over to their own YouTube channel, their own Rumble channel. They are not part of the news channel at all, because I feel like the algorithm didn't know where to push my stuff out to. So because more people were watching the reactions, they're in Germany and they're in Japan and they're in Netherlands and they are probably a lot of lefties. So my stuff is getting pushed to them and it's not going anywhere. So I separated the 2 channels. I think I've got 440 something subs in a week over on the reaction channel just from re-uploading those. So I'm like, okay, I made the right move to move that stuff. So now I'm just pumping the news out to hit the right audience and hopefully that'll course correct. But there is that little bit of magic you got to play there, but I do enjoy the reactions too, as you well know, sir. But somebody was saying in the Sleep Token, they were commenting about, I guess at some point I mentioned being a Christian in my reactions, and somebody was like, you should really listen to this Sleep Token song and hear the religious undertones and this and that. And I think you posted something like that one time too, and I was like, that's really cool. I want to do that. So I definitely want to listen to more with you.
Let's listen to that album, man. Give me a day.
Let's do it, man. And pop a gummy and listen, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for
one.
It'd be a hot mess. Like,
As Chris fades off mid-song.
The song's supposed to fade out, man, not you.
So does Chris.
Exactly. All right. Well, hey guys, thank y'all for being on here. We'll say proper goodbyes here in just a second. I don't want to hold y'all up any longer, but I do want to say goodbye to you guys. And then everyone in the chat, everyone over on the Pilled side, everyone over on the Rumble side. I guess I should do my due diligence now that I think about it and find somebody to raid to on both sides. Andy, got any suggestions on the Pilled or Rumble side? I haven't even thought about it. It's been an afterthought.
You can raid over into the gaming street. I'm just kidding. It doesn't start till 12:15, so
they're gonna be sitting.
Is DJ live tonight, Handy? If not, Sean is, right? How late are they going, Chris?
I don't know. They'll usually go to like 1 or 2 or 3
He
my
streams
time.
retarded amount of hours.
It's nuts. Darth Jason's going, Cool Frog's going, Sean's going. I guess on Rumble I can go into Sean. Is there anybody that you normally stream to or raid to or whatever over on Pill that's going?
You're muted, Handy.
Burt Cocaine's not bad over there. That's a great stream to go to.
Oh, okay. I see him down there. Yeah. I've done his
He streams with Stuck a lot, and we hang out quite a bit. So Bert's a good guy. That's some cool shit. So.
Okay. Well, I'll set up the raid.
And I will say right now, don't do the raid in the chat. Do it in the your actual web page with the stream going. We've had a couple malfunctions with using the chat set raid button.
Ooh, good call. I was literally just about to do that.
Yeah, because it sends Duh to wherever the hell it wants. Everyone else will go to where Handy is rated. I end up in some random show, just like Duh has appeared.
It's actually failed raids on me, on Stuck, and Bert just using that button recently.
Really?
So, yeah. So
there's always got to be a couple of kinks in the system.
They are updating this platform daily, multiple times, trying to make it bigger and better. So
that's cool. And hey, George over on Pilled, I appreciate that, and Robert, because you probably don't have Pilled pulled up, seeing it. I know those don't come through because it doesn't sync up like it does to the others. George says, to this day, my favorite stream from you guys was the view on religion. It was the one that proved you two are bros for life, and that was a great stream that we did. I know you and I always talk about that, but yeah, I loved that. That bared some fruit there too, didn't it? After that conversation. So very cool. So yeah, if you're on the Rumble side, we're gonna go into Third Relify, our good buddy Sean over there. If you're on the Pilled side, we're gonna go to Burt Cocaine over there. And
glad we got him over to Pilled, George.
Yeah, we're gonna do our thing. So let's go raid. Boom, boom. Get that started. Confirm. And guys, we will see y'all later.